Atomic Habits by James Clear is one of the best-selling
ended his athletic dreams, shattered his skull, and left him fighting to even see straight again. 10 years later, he became one of the most disciplined athletes in his college, not because he found some huge motivational breakthrough, but because he mastered the art of getting 1% better every single day. That man is James Clear, and the book he wrote about it, Atomic Habits, has quietly changed how millions of people think about change itself. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know the 7 biggest lessons from this book, the ones that actually move the needle in real life.
Lesson 1. Why winners and losers want the exact same thing. Here's an uncomfortable question. If 2 people have the exact same goal, why does one person succeed and the other fail? It's tempting to believe that goals are what create success. Lose 20 pounds, write a book, get promoted. But here's the catch. Winners and losers often have the exact same goal. Every runner in a marathon wants to finish. Every team in a league wants to win the championship. The goal isn't what separates them. What separates them is the system, the daily process they follow to get there. A goal is about the result you want. A system is about the process that leads to that result. And if you only focus on goals, you're solving the wrong problem. Real-life example. Imagine 2 employees who both want a promotion. One writes down, "I want to be promoted this year," and hopes hard work will get noticed. The other builds a system. They read one industry article every morning, ask for feedback every month, and track their wins weekly. A year later, the goal-only person is still hoping. The system builder has already built the track record that makes promotion obvious. Action step. Stop asking, "What do I want to achieve?" Start asking, "What process would make this outcome inevitable?" Write down one small daily or weekly action that builds toward your goal, and focus on that action.
Not the finish line. Here's something to sit with for a second. Think about a goal you've had for years. Now ask yourself honestly, do you have a system for it, or just a wish? But even the best system needs fuel. And that fuel isn't willpower. It's something deeper. Your identity.
Lesson 2. The habit trick that has nothing to do with willpower. What if the reason your habits don't stick has nothing to do with discipline and everything to do with who you believe you are? Most people build habits backwards. They focus on what they want to achieve. I want to lose weight. I want to write a novel. Instead of who they want to become. James Clear calls this identity-based habit change. Instead of chasing an outcome, you focus on becoming the type of person who naturally gets that outcome. Every action you take is like a vote for the type of person you want to be.
You don't crush a bad habit through willpower forever. You crush it by changing your self-image, so the new behavior becomes automatic, not forced. Real life example. Think about two people trying to quit smoking. One says, "No thanks, I'm trying to quit." The other says, "No thanks, I'm not a smoker." The second person isn't fighting temptation. They're simply acting in line with who they already believe they are. The same applies to fitness, finances, or relationships. Someone who says, "I'm the kind of person who never misses a workout," behaves completely differently from someone who says, "I'm trying to work out more." Action step. Pick one habit you want to build. Instead of writing the goal, write the identity. I am someone who blank. Then ask yourself daily, what would that person do today? Let your actions cast votes for that identity, one small choice at a time. Quick question for you. When you describe yourself to a stranger,
Do you say, "I'm trying to be healthier," or "I'm a healthy person"? That one sentence might be the reason a habit has or hasn't stuck for years. Once you know who you want to become, the next question is, how do you actually make new behaviors stick without relying on motivation? That brings us to the science behind every habit you've ever formed.
Lesson 3. The secret loop running your life without you knowing it. Why do you reach for your phone the second you feel bored, without even deciding to? Every single habit, good or bad, follows the same 4-step loop: cue, craving, response, and reward. The cue is the trigger that starts the behavior, like your phone buzzing. The craving is the motivational spark, the feeling that you want a change in state, like relief from boredom. The response is the actual habit you perform, like picking up the phone. And the reward is what you get out of it, like a dopamine hit from scrolling, which then teaches your brain to repeat the cycle next time. This loop runs quietly in the background of almost everything you do, and once you can see it, you can start rewriting it. Real life example. Think about how a cigarette break becomes automatic. The cue is stress at work. The craving is relief. The response is lighting a cigarette. The reward is a moment of calm, which then reinforces the whole loop. So next time stress hits, the brain jumps straight to cigarette as the solution. The same loop explains snacking at night, checking email compulsively, or biting your nails during a stressful meeting. Action step. Pick one habit,
good or bad, and map its loop. Write down the cue, the craving, the response, and the reward. Once you can see the pattern clearly on paper, you can start changing any single link in that chain. Pause for a second and think about the very last bad habit you did today. What triggered it? You probably never even noticed the cue. That's exactly why it kept controlling you.
Lesson 4. The habit you keep forgetting isn't your fault. What if the reason you keep forgetting to build a good habit isn't laziness? It's simply that you never see the reminder. The first law of behavior change is to make the cue obvious. Most bad habits aren't a lack of willpower, they're a lack of awareness. If a habit isn't visible, it's easy to forget. If a temptation is always visible, it's hard to resist. A powerful tool here is called habit stacking, attaching a new habit to an existing one using a simple formula. After I, current habit, I will, new habit. Environment design matters just as much. Your surroundings are constantly nudging you towards certain behaviors, whether you notice it or not. Real life example. Someone wanting to read more books places one on their pillow every morning, so it's the last thing they see before turning off the lamp at night. Someone wanting to drink more water fills a large bottle and leaves it right on their desk instead of hidden in a cabinet. Someone wanting to stop snacking on junk food simply stops buying it. No willpower needed if the temptation never enters the house. Action step. Pick one habit you want to build. Use the formula. After I blank, I will blank. Then redesign one part of your environment to make that habit's cue impossible to miss. Look around the room you're in right now. What's sitting in plain sight? Is it quietly nudging you toward the person you want to become or away from it?
Making a habit visible is step one. But visibility alone won't get you moving. You also need to actually want to do it. That's where the second law comes in.
Lesson 5. Why casinos never want you to stop playing. Why do casinos pipe in exciting sounds and bright lights, even for machines nobody's playing? The second law is making the craving attractive. Habits that feel appealing are habits you'll actually repeat. One clever trick from the book is temptation bundling, pairing an action you need to do with an action you want to do, so the habit becomes something you look forward to instead of something you dread. Our brains are also wired by the people around us. We tend to imitate the habits of the close, the many, and the powerful, meaning the environment and community you surround yourself with can make good habits feel normal and exciting, or bad habits feel completely acceptable. Real-life example. Someone who dislikes going to the gym only allows themselves to watch their favorite show while on the treadmill. Suddenly, exercise isn't a chore, it's the price of entry to something enjoyable. On the flip side, someone trying to eat healthier joins a cooking class full of people who love nutritious food, and the new behavior starts to feel exciting simply because it's shared and celebrated. Action step. Take a habit you've been avoiding and pair it with something you genuinely enjoy. Or better, join a group where the habit you want is the normal, expected behavior. Think about the 5 people you spend the most time with. Are their habits pulling you toward the life you want, or quietly pulling you away from it? Once a habit feels exciting, there's still one massive hurdle left: actually doing it without it feeling like hard work. That's where the third law changes everything.
Lesson 6. The 2-minute secret that builds habits for life. What if the secret to sticking with a new habit for years has nothing to do with intensity and everything to do with just 2 minutes? The third law is making the response easy. Motivation is unreliable, but reducing friction is not. The less effort a habit requires, the more likely you are to actually do it. This is where the 2-minute rule comes in. Any new habit should be scaled down to something that takes 2 minutes or less to start. Read before bed becomes read 1 page. Run 3 miles becomes put on running shoes and step outside. The idea isn't to finish the task, it's to master the art of showing up. At the same time, you can make bad habits harder by adding friction. The more steps it takes to do something, the less likely you are to do it. Real-life example. A person who wants to build a writing habit doesn't force themselves to write a full chapter. They commit to opening the document and writing 1 sentence. Most days, 1 sentence turns into paragraphs, but even on the worst days, the habit survives. Meanwhile, someone trying to spend less time on social media deletes the app from their home screen, adding just enough friction to break the automatic scroll. Action step. Shrink your current goal habit down to a 2-minute version. Not the ideal version, the smallest possible version that still counts as showing up. Then, for one bad habit, add 1 extra step of friction between you and doing it. Ask yourself honestly, how many times have you skipped a habit not because you didn't want the result, but because the first step felt too big? What would happen if you made that first step almost embarrassingly small? Making a habit easy gets you to start. But what actually makes you come back tomorrow and the day after that? That's the final and most underrated law. Conclusion. Let's bring it all together. Real change doesn't come from chasing bigger goals. It comes from building better systems. Those systems only stick when they're tied to your identity, when you become the type of person who does them naturally. Underneath every habit is the same simple loop: cue, craving, response, reward. And once you understand it, you can reshape it using 4 practical laws. Make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, and make it satisfying. None of these ideas require radical willpower or a dramatic life event. They require something much smaller and much more powerful: showing up 1% better, 1 ordinary day at a time. So here's a question to actually sit with, not just nod at.
Out of everything you just heard, which single idea exposed a habit loop you've been running on autopilot?
If this video made you rethink even one habit you've been running on autopilot, that's exactly why we made it. We break down life-changing books like this one into ideas you can actually use tomorrow morning, not just information you forget by tonight. So before you go, comment below with the one lesson from today that hit you the hardest. It'll help you lock it in, and it helps us know what to break down next. And if you want more of these breakdowns, the subscribe button is right there. It genuinely helps this channel keep going, and it means you won't miss the next one. See you in the next video.